Hey everybody, welcome back. We are getting ready to react to some more Game of Thrones. Everything sounds muffled. Hopefully the sound's working okay with the ears. Might be just because I'm tired. It's after work. I got my new disc of Game of Thrones in, and so we are going to go ahead and get these reacted to so I can get these in the mail for tomorrow, for Saturday. So, this is season 4, episode 5, I think is what we're on. Well, there's Fangs. What you doing, little girl? Okay, yes. Sorry that took forever. Episode 5, this one is called First of His Name, and I'm not sure what that applies to. First of his name. That could be someone with an unusual first name. It could be the family that he comes from. I don't know. I don't have a clue. I don't. I've had the sneezes today too. I don't recall anything that it would apply to, but I don't know. My memory's not the greatest, as you all know. So I wasn't even going to try to remember what happened last episode because even though it's only been a week, which I've remembered stuff from before that's been longer than a week, but I'm not entirely remembering everything that happened last episode. I know that Tyrion is still being held. Jaime seems to believe him and started to try to approach Cersei, couldn't remember her name, to see about letting him go. However, she is on a vengeance. And they had sex right beside Joffrey's dead body. Or he attempted to, and she kept saying no. I think he ended up raping her, but I'm not positive on that. Joffrey's dead. I do remember that this time. Daenerys, I think I said it right. I think I'm saying it right. Daenerys has an even bigger army. They have more people. They nailed 163 of the previous owners to the cross or crosses. They were pointing the way, just like they did to the slaves. So she has more people loyal to her and seeing her as a deity of types. I don't think we saw her dragons in the last episode, which, I mean, it makes sense. They need to pick and choose when they use the CGI. So I think the very last thing that we saw was somebody had put a baby out, and we actually saw kind of what happens to the babies. The baby was picked up by, I've learned that there's whites, if I'm saying that correctly, and white walkers, and that the white walkers are actually the soldiers. So the baby was picked up by one of them and taken to this area where it seemed like an elder of the White Walkers or whites or whatever you want to call them. The zombies, these seem to have some kind of intelligence. We won't call them zombies, but they, but they, it seemed to be like an elder. They touched the baby, and the baby seemed to turn into a white or whites or however you say that. So, and by the time you guys see this, I may be done with the series, but but it's I we don't know. We haven't been told exactly what is happening yet. We just saw this change. So it seems like they've killed the baby, but it's not like they're eating the baby. They're just making the baby one of them own, one of their own. I'm watching Fangs in her little condo. I don't know what she's doing. Trying to be cute, I guess. And if I had a better camera and the lights on, you'd be able to see her better. She's going to fall out. John is back at Castle Black. I think I'm getting the name right, at the wall. And he was trying to prepare the men for double double swords, double handing. Got my spoon because I've got my orange salad. I haven't finished dinner. I was working on too many things, so. But he was preparing them for fighting. The commander didn't like that and told him to stop and do whatever it was. So he's still not viewed highly by the leadership, but his fellow comrades seem to admire him and look up to him and listen to what he has to say. And aren't they, oh, I think I am a little far behind. Didn't they volunteer to go to a place to kill the people that know that they don't have thousands of men, just 100 men, because Ygritte and her clan are going to find out that they don't have a lot of people, enough people to defend the wall, basically. So I think that was the last thing that we heard from him. And then Sam was trying to keep, oh, I forget her name, but the young lady and her baby safe. And it turns out that she's in a brothel type setting, and the people that are there are making everybody perform and everything. So she's not really in a safer place. I think he found that out and was wanting to rescue her, but I'm not positive on that. So got that. Ari and the Hound are kind of working together, reluctantly working together. And I don't know, we keep talking about where they're headed, but I can't remember where they're headed. Are they headed to the wall? I think. I think that was their new location, was the wall. And Ari had her first kill. So hopefully her story starts to develop more. I'm getting a little bored of her storyline, and I realize they probably can't do a whole lot with her because I think right now they're limited time with her because she's under the age of 18 as the actor. The actor's under the age of 18 at the time of this filming. And so I think that's one reason why they're limited, but they're also limited because they can only have so much action in one place at a time. So, but I want them to move her along. And then we've got Bran, who also he's using his beast mode, mogul, something like that, more. And the more he uses it, the more he turns into an animal himself, as far as mannerisms and stuff like that. Not physically turning into an animal, at least not as far as I know. That that's kind of at a point where I'm like, let's move on with his story too. So I know they went to a special tree, and I think that's the last thing I remember for him. Or no, right now they're caught by the folks that John is going to go kill. And those folks have both wolves too, Bran's wolf and Ghost, right? I think. Oh, Ari's on her way to the crazy sister. The Valley of the Veils. That doesn't sound right, but something like that. Brienne has, is it Podge? Tyrion's squire, and not Sansa. Brienne has somebody else, and she's taking them somewhere. And oh no, she's going to go find Sansa. Sansa was taken and is with Littlefinger on a boat. And have I gotten everybody? Gosh, the intros take too long if I try to remember everything. I should just go right into the show. But I think that's where we're at with everything. So let's get comfortable and see what happens in this episode. Had to move the camera up a little bit more, so you guys might have noticed you moved. But let's go ahead and get into it.
May the smith grant him strength.
Ah, the youngest brother is being crowned.
May the crown, king of the Andals and the first men, and lord of the seven kingdoms.
Who's going to be named regent? That was bittersweet for her, wasn't it? And Marjorie's, of course, eyeing him up. Is that what's the feminine version of a cock block?
The things he did shocked me.
It's nice to hear her admit how bad he was.
What comes next? It would be a great honor, of course. But I will have to speak to my father about
She's
it.
playing it coy. That's smart.
Sister? Or mother?
King Joffrey Baratheon is dead, murdered at his own wedding.
And we've taken the
So news
Middle
travels
Navy, of
fast.
course. Houses will flock to our queen when she crosses the narrow sea.
The old houses will flock to whichever side they think will win, as they always have.
True.
The city has been overthrown by a butcher named Cleon, who's declared himself his
It's hard to make
imperial
changes when
majesty.
you don't stay.
I didn't listen. That all worked out well.
She does appreciate him, though,
How can I
which
rule
is nice to
7
see.
kingdoms? Why should anyone trust me? Why should anyone follow me?
You're a Targaryen.
Good
You're the
questions.
mother of dragons.
I need
But
to
if
be
she,
more than that.
but if she frees them and moves on and they stay slaves, it doesn't do any good.
I will do what queens do.
Beheadings?
I will rule.
How is she going to rule? How is she going to enforce that what she says needs to stay even when she's not there? Is this what Daenerys is?
A memorable shade.
It looks
How
different
they
than where
met.
she's at.
If you want to get to the end,
Oh,
you need to go through
he's
the
taking
Front
her
Gates.
to see Crazy Sister. So this is the only way in and out of the Vale? Ah, and there's where we were before. I was hoping not to see him again.
And on top of everything else, they made you marry
Did he
that
just throw
filthy
his
trap.
gift down the hole?
They did.
Oh my.
Let's get married tonight.
Ought we not
My goodness.
inform the Lords of the Vale about the ceremony?
There's only one Lord of the Vale.
I think I'm going to be
The rest
sounding
will all
like George
hang,
Takei in this
lurking and simpering on
episode.
cliffs like buzzards the moment my husband died. What wife would trust you the way I've trusted you? You gave me those drops.
You know, he kind of looks like
My
Benedict
husband died.
Cumberbatch in right there.
Tonight it is, then.
Well, I'm glad he's not
Let
going
me
to marry
bathe and dress for the
Sansa.
occasion. Once I'm presentable, I'll call on the Septon immediately.
Or they're already called.
I'm
And she's
warning
already
you.
dressed. She didn't lie. He didn't look like he wanted to get married to her, though.
The Iron Bank is the Iron Bank. There is no someone.
Someone does work there.
So
It's
they're
comprised of
poor
people.
And a temple is comprised of stones. One stone crumbles
and waiting
the
on
other
people to
takes
pay
its
them
place.
back.
You pay it back. Vesting the Tyrells in the crown will help a great deal in this respect.
It's for the good of the family.
And if
I
they are
understand.
poor, quit talking over it. And if they are poor, if I'm understanding correctly, then Daenerys would actually be able to fight them better than they think. Excuse me. Better than they think she could, because they don't have the money to pay for the resources that they want, except for the Tyrells, which is why they need the Tyrells so much and would be willing to have Marjorie marry Thomas, even though she was just married to Joffrey. And they know she's queen hungry.
Tyrion deserve for lighting that future on fire.
But he didn't.
Shut up.
I can't sleep until I say the names.
All the
Names
people
of
she's
every
going to
fucking
kill.
person in Westeros.
Only the ones I'm going to kill.
There we go.
And tell them to shut the fuck up so I can get some sleep.
Only one name left.
His?
Go on.
The Hound.
I figured he was on the list.
He loves you, Aunt Lizzie. He's married
Your
to
mother
you.
never loved him, never. Cat always went
The
straight.
crazy is coming out.
The most obvious thing.
Aunt Lizzie, no,
Your young, pretty body.
Nothing. I'm a virgin.
Don't lie to me.
She's going to end up going down the hole. Hope
I'll
not.
know if you lie.
But at this rate.
I'm a virgin. I swear it.
It's all right. It will all be all right.
Crazy
You'll be a
sister.
widow soon. They'll execute that dwarf for murdering the king, and you'll be free to marry Robin. You'll be the Lady of the Vale.
Marrying her first cousin. Poor girl, she just can't get away from crazy.
I'm your squire.
I've made it this far in the world without a squire. See why I need one now. That means you could leave.
I know.
Where'd she go? She's probably taking care of womanly stuff. Doing her dance lessons.
Syrio Forel, the first sword to the Sea Lord of Braavos.
Braavos. Greasy-head little bastard of it. We all are.
Syrio didn't have a sword. Or armor, just a stick.
The greatest swordsman ever lived didn't have a sword. All right.
She may just go ahead and kill him.
See what he taught you.
So is he going to take over teaching her?
I didn't realize you were a poet.
Not a very good one.
For your paramour.
I was never a good poet.
I want to believe she's happy.
You have my word. You don't hurt little girls in Dorne.
Oh, so her daughter married somebody over in his family.
No.
His Hassenpfeffer's going to get a little crunchy. Although I think Hassenpfeffer is only stew.
I've been removing my own armor for quite some time, thank you very much.
You need some help with your armor. He can at least do that.
Help me with these straps.
He was happy he could help. Wait, who's that?
Get up! Get up!
I can't remember who that face is. Is this the place where Sam's girl is? Okay, this is where Bran and everybody is. Where'd he disappear to?
We're far from here.
What does that mean?
When he meets his death. Oh, there's the special tree.
It's waiting for you.
Who's he?
We have to find it.
He's on fire? In the future? So he, his sister, and Hodor are going to die by fire? Okay, he's part of the
11 men.
Night's Watchman.
Most of them already drunk.
Night's
No
Watch.
guards posted. They don't seem to have a care in the world. Closer we can get without the dogs sniffing us, the better. New
It's
moon
Ghost.
Please get over!
Come on, John. We need your group. Hodor's got a beard. You're gonna rape her?
Have you seen what they're going to do to your sister?
Has he been able to see that John is coming? Well, I thought they were going to go in all quiet. That wasn't quiet. Looks like the sword had been heated in the fire. So he planned to do his own destruction without telling John that his brother was there. Who did he go into? Oh, he went into Hodor to bust the chains. Now, Is somebody going to attack Hodor
Get his knife.
because they misunderstood what happened? Hopefully his distraction of Jon doesn't get Jon killed.
You have to decide. Do you want to find the
I
three-eyed
thought the
lady?
whole point of them going here was to meet up with Jon there, because they saw him there.
We had a good thing here. We were free men.
So he was teaching them about the two
Be free.
swords and hands.
You'll never know what that's like.
Or daggers. Are they swords or daggers? They're kind of like mid-size swords. I know there's a specific name for them, I just don't know what it is. Who got him? Ah, good for her. Oh, right through his mouth. Thank her. Setting them all on fire now, right?
Where's Rust?
Where's the 11th? Oh, that fella. He's dead, isn't he? Is that the place where Sam and his girl hid? The crows mean that the whites are coming, right? That was Ghost, I hope, right? I did jump a little. I don't know how much it showed up on camera.
What should we do with this lot?
Burn them.
Mance Rayder has an army heading this
Oh,
way, and there's worse out there.
don't burn the women.
Burn it to the ground. And all the dead with it.
So where are the ladies going to go? And how did all the trees around it not catch fire? So, what did we learn? That's the question, right? Ari may have learned that she doesn't know a lot about sword fighting. She's learned the choreography, but she doesn't know some of the dynamics about it. And so I think the Hound will end up teaching her some moves, even though he knows that he's on her death list. We've learned that Crazy Sister continues to be Crazy Auntie, and she wants Sansa to marry her first cousin, Robin. So, you know, at least in the US, you can't marry first cousin. You can marry second cousin, but not your first cousin. In some states, each state has their own rules. In North Carolina, I think you can marry your second cousin. But Sansa just keeps getting stuck in these terrible situations. She thought she was in good hands. Nope. Nope. Marjorie is going to marry Thomas as far as arrangements are made. And Cersei's supposed to still marry Loras? Or was Tywin talking about her marrying somebody else? Don't know. And then it looked like Littlefinger was not happy about marrying Crazy Sister, Auntie. Crazy Lady. We're just going to call her Crazy Lady. Although that's my on my Subway app. That's my name, Crazy Lady. When I worked at the prison, I went to Subway every day after working at the prison, and I was hurting really bad sometimes that I was in tears trying to stand. So I would just put on my ticket, Crazy Lady, and they knew that was me and exactly how to make my steak sub, because I want stuff on it before it's heated up and everything. And so they knew exactly how I wanted it. But now it's been several years since I worked at the prison, and so now the staff there don't know me. I have to tell them step by step what to do. But I'm not standing for long periods of time, and so I'm not in tears when I go to Subway. I think we'll leave it at that. Oh, Brienne, I think, is the only one I didn't sum up. basically she's getting to know the squire. He's possibly going to learn some new skills hanging out with her. So, and she's learning to accept help. So it could be a good thing. We'll see how that goes. But she's on her way to the wall. So yeah. So now I'm confused. I've confused myself. I don't know if Ari is on her way to the wall or if she's on her way to the crazy lady. I can't remember which way they're going. So I guess we'll find out at some point. Thank you for joining me on this one. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye. You gonna say bye? Say bye to everybody. You gonna say bye to them? No, you're just gonna sniff me. Am I dirty? Am I dirty? All right, bye everybody.